In this video, I'm going to build the landing page of an anime downloading website with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These are some of the features of the page. So you have a logo, some navigation links, a hero section, and a button when you click on it takes you to the downloading section where you can download different animes. And we have a footer over here. We also make it responsive. So before we get into it, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any upload. And leave a like on this video if it helps you out. Now let's start building. In VS Code, all we need is the HTML document, the CSS file, a JavaScript file, and these 3 images. And we are good to go. So in the HTML document, type the exclamation and tab to generate a boilerplate. Now we'll change the title of the document to Anime Download Hub. And refresh, it appears over here. And next, we go to the website of Font Awesome. And then create an account and get a kit if you don't have it. So click on the kit and copy this script tag, this script element, paste it in the head of your HTML. Next, we link the CSS file, style.css. And in the body, we also link the JavaScript file with a script element, script.js. Then we go to the website of Google Fonts and search for the Poppins font family. Get the font and get the embed code and come to import and copy this line of code and paste it at the top of the CSS file. And we are good to go. So in the body, we'll first create a navigation. We'll comment out this. Create a nav element with a class name of navbar. In the navbar, we first have an anchor element. And the href attribute should be the file name of the HTML document. Give the link a class name of logo. And an inner text of anime down hub. I'll place a hub in a span element. And here we have it. Next, create an unordered list. The class name of nav links. Create list items. And in the list items, we have our anchor elements. The first nav link should be home. The next for genres. The third for top anime. And the last for contacts. And here we have it. Next, we'll add the hamburger menu. So we come to Font Awesome. And we search for the bars icon. Then you copy this I element and paste it over here. This is what we have. And that's it for the navigation bar. So let's start the navigation bar. First, reset some properties. Remove the margin and the padding. Now we start the body. Set the font family to the poppins we copied. And add a fallback font of sans serif. And we set the background color to black. And the text color to white. Add a minimum height 100 VH to the body. Now for all anchor elements, all links, remove the text decoration, which is the underline. And set the color to inherit the color of the parent elements. And since we set the color of all elements to white, it will inherit the white color. And we've removed the underline also. Now let's start the navbar itself. So it's my navbar class name. Add a border of 2 pixels solid white so we can see it, but we'll remove it later. Turn the navbar into a flex box by setting the display to flex. Justify content, space between, and align item center. And this is what we have. Then we add a padding of 30 pixels for the vertical and 20 for the horizontal. And make the background transparent. Then we set the position to relative. Next, let's start the logo. So with the logo class name, increase the font size, and rebolding the text. And this is what we have. Now with the logo, we go inside the span element to style the span. With the logo class name, any span element, change the text color to red. Next, we start the unordered list with the navlink class name. So we add a border of 2 pixels solid white so we can see it clearly. Turn it into a flex box. And the gap between the flex items should be 30 pixels. And we remove the bulletin. Now with the nav links, we start the anchor elements. So we start the links itself. So we increase the font size, embolding the text. And now when you hover over the links with the hover pseudo class, change the text color to red. We add a transition of the color 0.3 seconds. Then remove the white border. Now let's style the icon. So the class name of FA bars. We increase the size of the icon. We set the cursor to pointer so that when you hover over it, we have a human hand. Now, initially, we set the display to none to make it disappear. And this is what we have. Now for my nav bar, I'll remove the border. I don't need it. This is a design for a desktop mode. Now let's make it responsive. A responsive design. What if the screen is small? Let's say for mobile screens. So use a media query when the maximum width is 768 pixels. We'll first style our nav links on ordered list for how we want our navigation links to be when it's in the mobile view. So with the nav links class name, set the flex direction to column. Initially, there is no flex direction, and when there is no flex direction, by default, the flex direction is row. So in the mobile view, we want to use the column direction. When you align items, center. Now let's add a border so we see what we are doing. Now give the items a gap of 15 pixels. Now we set the position to absolute. To take it out of the normal flow of the document. Set the top positioning 90 pixels and the right positioning 20 pixels. And the width, set it to 160 pixels. And you add a padding of 10 pixels for the vertical and 0 for the horizontal. Now with my icon, we make it appear now. So with the FA bars class name, set display to block and it appears. Now we want this to disappear, and only when we click on this icon should it appear. So we come back and set the display of the unordered list to none to make it disappear. And then we go into the JavaScript file and we grab the elements we want to manipulate by their class names and assign it to variables. We want to grab the icon over here and the unordered list. So we get their class names and assign them to variables. Then we add a click event to the mini toggle or the bars icon. When you click on the bars icon, we execute a function. The function is that whenever we click on the bus icon, we add a class name of clicked to the unordered list. So we toggle to clicked. And then we come back into the CSS file and we set styles for when the unordered list has a class name of clicked. So with my nav links class name, when it gets a class name of clicked, what do? So we set the display of the nav link this time to flex. So when you click on it, but nothing is happening when you click on this. Okay, so there's a mistake here. FA bars. Click on it, the unordered list appears. And when you click outside, you want the unordered list to disappear. When you click on a link, it disappears. But when you click outside or on anything else, you want it to disappear also. So we add an event system for when we click outside the document. So document dot we add an event listener. For the click event, we execute a function. And the event should be denoted by E. So with any click event E, we check if the click is inside the unordered list or on the bars icon. So create a variable. So you can click the inside equals. So we check if where we clicked is the unordered list or the bars icon. So nav links that contains the event's target. So if the nav link or the unordered list contains the click events target. So when you click on the nav links, then it contains the target. Or use an all logical operator. Check if the menu toggle here, that is a bars icon, contains the target. If these two contain the target, then we've clicked inside. So if we've not clicked inside, that means if the click is not in the unordered list or on the bars icon, then we remove the class name of clicked and then the unordered list then disappears. To use this line, change the toggle to remove. And now when you click on the bars icon, the unordered list appears. When you click outside, it disappears. And that's it for the navigation bar of the landing page. Next, we add the hero section. To use a section element with the class of hero. First, create an H1 element with an inner text of welcome to Anime Download Hub. And it appears over here. Then we add a paragraph element with some inner text. Then we add a link with a class name of primary link and an inner text of start downloading. Now we start the hero section. So with my hero class name, set the text align property to center. And we add a padding of 80 pixels for the vertical and 20 pixels for the horizontal. This is what we have. Now we start the H1 and the P of our hero section. Hero section, any H1 elements, increase the font size, change the text color to red, add a margin bottom, 10 pixels. Then we start a P. With the hero section, any P elements, increase the font size a bit. Add a margin bottom of 40 pixels. Now we style this link primary link. To my hero section, any primary link class name, change the background color to red. Add a padding of 15 pixels for the vertical, 40 for the horizontal. Increase the font size a bit. And bold in the text. Change the text color to white. And add a border radius of 40 pixels. Now when you hover over this button, we deepen the background color. And we add a transition of 0.3 seconds for a smooth transition. Next, we add the download section. We use another section element. Give it an ID, this time of download section. Now inside this download section, create a div section, the class name of container. This will hold our download field. Let's create an H2 element with an inner text of popular anime. And it appears over here. To create a div section for the class name of anime grade. Now create a grid section for the animes you want to download. So in this anime grade class name, create 3 div sections, the class names of anime item. And in this anime item div, we'll have image elements, an h3 element, and a button to download the anime. So the first image should be a Demon Slayer.webp with the images folder name. It appears over here. And an alt text of Demon Slayer. And the second should be for the second anime. And the last for the third anime. They appear over here. So we'll style our download section. So it's my download section ID name. We add a padding of 60 pixels, 20 pixels, and we text align center. Next, in my download section ID name, any container, class name, set the width to 90%, and add a margin of 0 for the top and bottom, and auto for the left and right. Now with my container, start the h2 element. Any h2 element, increase the font size, add a margin button of 30 pixels. And start this anime grade class name. Anime grade class name, set display to grid. And add a grid template column. So we want to repeat the whole column till it fills out. And you add an auto fit with the min max. Starts at a minimum width of 250 pixels, and add a 1 FR for the width to span as long as possible, and we add a gap of 30 pixels. Next, in the anime grid, we style the anime item. To change the background color to white, text color to black. Add a padding of 15 pixels and a border radius of 8 pixels. Now in the anime item, we style the images. My anime item class name, any images, set the width to 100%, set the height to 300 pixels, set the object fit to cover, add a border radius of 8 pixels. This is what we have. Next, in the anime item class name, we start the H2 element and the button. To increase the size of the H3 element, we add a margin 15 pixels for the top, 0 for the left and right, and 10 pixels for the button. And let's start the button. The anime item class name, many buttons. Change the background color to black. Text color to an orange color. Increase the font size. Add a pattern. Remove the border and add a border radius. And set the cursor to pointer. Now when you hover over the button, you increase the size. You add a transition. And lastly, we'll create a footer element. The class name of footer. Then we add a P element in the footer and add a copyright symbol and some inner text. So we start a footer. So it's my footer class name. Add a margin top of 40 pixels and a padding of 20 pixels for the top and bottom and 0 for the left and right. And text align center And you increase the font size. This is what we have. So this is the final design of our landing page. So now when we click on this link, a final addition to our landing page, when you click on this link here, you're going to come to this download section. So you create a bookmark. Now when you click on this, it takes us to the download section. So we come back to the navigate, then on ordered list, and set the background to black. Yeah. So yeah, that's how to create the landing page of an anime downloading website. I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, make sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a like on this video. See you in the next tutorial video.